All right, so hello everybody. I'm going to talk about NetsBlox. A lot of students contributed to whatever I'm going to be presenting, so their names are listed there. Some of you may not know what NetsBlox is. It's a Snap extension. We have been working with the Snap folks for over 10 years now. Basically, we wanted to open the internet to student projects to make it possible to teach more advanced concepts, distributed computing, Internet of Things, networking, those kinds of things. So that's what NetsBlox is doing. And basically, there are only two new abstractions that were added to Snap. One is what we call remote procedure calls. You can also think of it as web API invocations. But basically, we curated a set of services and provide access to various online data sources and services to student projects. You can get New York Times articles. You can generate nice-looking charts. You can translate from one language to another. You can get Google Maps, climate change data, all kinds of fun and useful stuff. So that's one abstraction. The other one is message passing. So it makes it possible for one student project to send data to another student project. So you can write distributed multiplayer games or more social applications like chatrooms or shared whiteboard, those kinds of things. Okay. So let me try to quickly play a video because it's much easier than trying to show 10 demos.
Welcome to NetsBlox, the next evolution in educational programming.
Can you hear the sound of the video?
Raise the volume, please.
I probably I forgot to share the sound when I shared my screen. So hang on 1 second. Let me try doing this again. Share sound. Okay. All right, let's try this again.
Unlike other visual programming environments, NetsBlox empowers you to create not just code, but connected experiences. Build networked applications, collaborate globally in real time, access your phone's sensors, and bring live data into your projects, all with simple, intuitive blocks. Step into a world where coding meets the internet. With NetsBlox, work with a wide variety of data sources, from climate change to entertainment, to create engaging and relevant projects. Generate interactive maps with science data like air pollution or earthquakes. Design multiplayer games that work across devices, whether you're sitting in the same room or on different continents. Turn your phone into a game controller. Orchestrate a digital band that plays synchronized on multiple computers. Program self-driving robots and build the 3D worlds they live in. You can even write code that turns your phone into a robot controller. And when you're ready to level up, you can switch to Python without losing any of the advanced features you have come to love with NetsBlox. BeatBlox is a Python IDE specifically designed to make the transition from block-based to text-based programming easy. Ready to create your own project? Head on over to netsblox.org to start. Welcome to NetsBlox.
All right, so hopefully everybody heard the sound of the video, otherwise it would have been pretty boring. So this talk talks about 3 new additions to NetsBlox. One is what we call BeatBlox. It's a network music creation framework. It was actually inspired by TunesComp that we saw probably 2 years ago at this conference. 2 goals that we had. We wanted to improve the sound quality. We wanted to add high quality instruments. And so we used the web audio API that is really nice. And then we obviously wanted to add the networking component. So what it allows is to play synchronized music or sound effects across multiple computers, multiple devices. So for that, we needed to add the time synchronization service to NetsBlox, so it keeps a shared time within about 10 milliseconds or so. Okay. All right, I have another quick video.
Are you ready to turn your computer science class into an epic music studio? Let me introduce you to BeatBlox, a super cool extension of NetsBlox that brings the magic of music into computer science. Imagine creating your own tunes and sound effects using your computer. With BeatBlox, you can do just that. You can start out by programming individual notes to play interesting tunes. Then then add cool visualizations to it. You can easily import your favorite sheet music and play it. And you can tweak it too. Change the instrument, add reverb, or modify it in any other way. Or play along to pre-recorded beats and audio clips from various musical genres like pop, rock, or classical to create new songs. You can create animations with stereo sound effects. With the unique networking capabilities of BeatBlox, you can extend them to work across multiple windows, or even across multiple computers. And if you don't have an instrument at home, don't worry. With BeatBlox, you can use augmented reality instruments like paper drums or a theremin. All you need is your laptop with the webcam and some creativity. BeatBlox goes beyond solo music creation. You can join forces with friends to form a digital band. Each laptop can serve as a different instrument, and each member can take on a different role, like crafting the melody, adding percussion, or designing visual effects. It's like having band practice but on your laptops. So are you ready to join? Are you ready to?
All right, so that was BeatBlox. Next, I'm going to talk about a little bit robotics. So NetsBlox has device support. It again uses just the RPCs and the message passing abstractions. So for example, with the phone IoT mobile app, you can stream your sensors from the phone to NetsBlox, or you can configure the screen and add user interface elements. So this project basically turns the phone into a remote controller, and it commands either physical or in this case virtual robots to drive around in this environment. And this is the entire code that configures the screen with these two buttons and two joysticks. The joysticks control the wheels of the robot, and it sends these messages about the user interface events to NetsBlox, and then NetsBlox in turn those into robot control commands. So basically, this is the entire code that's required to run on 3 different devices: phone, robot, and the laptop, and it's a nice distributed system with blocks. The only downside is that up till now, the environment, the 3D environment, the 3D world were kind of pre-built, and students or users had to pick one of the pre-built options. And we wanted to be able for students to create their own worlds. So that's what we did. We created another service called Roboscape World, where they can add various objects in this 3D world. Now, of course, this is very generic, and as such, it has a bunch of different parameters, and it's kind of more difficult to use. So we created some custom libraries on top of these calls, where you can create walls and balls and whatnot. So it makes it kind of easier to use. So depending on the user level and the needs, they can either use the custom libraries or just use strictly these RPC calls within the Roboscape service. The nice thing is that this is actually dynamic. So as, let's say, you are driving around your robot, the scene can change. So as let's say you reach the edge of your current world, now you can reconfigure it and add new obstacles for your robot and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. Finally, I want to talk about AI integration. Yesterday, there was a lightning talk by Gordon. He talked about BloxBuddy, which is a built-in AI assistant using LLMs to help kids learn about programming. So I'm not going to talk about that. A kind of low-hanging fruit was actually add ChatGTP as a service. So we created that. With that, you can build your own chatbot as shown in this screen, or you can have like your game characters can actually have meaningful conversations, letting ChatGTP generate the prompts and the answers. The downside is that it do need an API key, which is not free. except these days, the somewhat older models are actually pretty cheap. So I would say that probably a teacher can buy enough credits for a semester for less than $100 for the entire classroom. So I don't think that's prohibitive for most schools. All right. So in case I have a few minutes, I can show some demos. So for the 3D world building, well, of course, it just died on me just now. Yeah, let me see. Maybe this one is okay. So this is a recursive tree building function. So I remember the old demo. Well, this one died just now. Remember the old demo of the recursive tree with Snap? So this one kind of just rebuilt it in that same fashion. So it creates the trunk here with this create wall and then calls the branch function, which is just drawing two new branches and calls the branch function twice, left and right, or if based on some randomness, it just creates that green ball that you saw for a second. I should restart the 3D environment, but given the timing, I'm just gonna skip that. Let's see. Here is the chatbot. Okay. Let's say, how do I get to Heidelberg? How about from the USA? All right, so you get the idea. What it teaches, though, is how to create actually a chat, right? You can have a system prompt, and then you can have the user's prompts, and you need to add the answers. So you basically need to maintain a data structure like this. Oops, hang on 1 second. With the system prompt user and the answers and so on, and you always have to feed it back because through the API it doesn't preserve the context, so you have to maintain the entire chat, and kind of it teaches kids how to actually create a chat just from these elementary prompts. All right, let me just show you maybe this one music demo. So it generates some random music with various instruments. This one is the cello, and then hit space, it will pick a random instrument. Well, you just sped it up. All right, I'm done. Thank you.
Akash, you've shown us these absolutely amazing worlds inside NetsBlox, like robotics, 3D, music, the phone IoT. I'm absolutely mind blown. Are these all different forks of NetsBlox, or are you keeping them inside your one product? Like, can you combine? I've seen some combinations, like the phone IoT with the robotics, but can you combine all of these, like make music in the 3D world with the phone?
Well, let me put it this way. Most of these are already integrated into NetsBlox as is, so they are not extensions. So phone IoT and BeatBlox are all integrated. For the RobotScape, the robot simulation environment, users have to import an extension, but we added a menu on the top bar of NetsBlox next to the keyboard menu or the step menu, where you can just import any extensions directly there. So that's the only thing, and then it's kind of compatible with NetsBlox because any regular NetsBlox project will work in RobotScape, and so that's basically the only extension. Everything else you saw is all integrated. We haven't enabled the OpenAI service for the general public. We are still testing it, and also BloxBuddy is still in development. So but once those are kind of solid, then they will be also available to anybody.
This is amazing. You guys are just the world's best engineers. Awesome.
I don't know about that, but thank you.